Hello and welcome to Qlik Spotlight, and this is Qlik Spotlight at SKO, and I'm interviewing customers, and we've got Dave Devonport here from BT. Welcome, Dave. Thanks for spending some time. For all the people watching this or listening to this or whatever, explain a little bit about your role at BT. What do you do?
Yeah, my name's Dave Devonport. I work for BT Consumer, big telecommunications company in the UK, and I look after the warehousing and tools for the multiple brands that we've got across the data and analytics estate. Okay. For consumer, business to consumer side of BT.
So how long have you been doing that role for then?
Oh, a long time. I think everybody's been doing everything for a long time at BT, but probably about 6 or 8 years in the current capacity, and then quite a lot of working through other areas of BT to get experience of how we use data across the whole group, which is pretty good insight.
Yeah. So before Qlik then, what made you want to purchase something like Qlik? What issues or what problems were you having before Qlik came along and made your life so much easier?
Well, we've got multiple brands all on different technology stacks, silos of data, groups of people who have their own little tools, and basically we weren't getting the value of the data across the whole BT estate. To give you an example where things were going wrong, we were competing against ourselves for the same customers across our own brands. That gives you an idea of how much the data wasn't being used to make our operations efficient. So really, when we're bringing all the 3 brands' data together, we were looking for a tool which can sit over the top of that, really act as the touch and the feel to the data, irrespective of where it is, and hence focusing on Qlik.
Yeah, because BT, I know British Telecom has been around for donkey's years, growing up, when I was around, but it's actually a conglomeration of many different companies, isn't it? So, so we talked about, this company-wide data landscape. So what were your challenges then in getting that together? So once you got Qlik, and you said, right, this is going to be our solution, this is how we're going to bring this together. What challenges do you face when you got to that?
Well, the biggest challenge is where to start, really, because you're sucking in quite a lot of data from different areas. You're then giving that to stakeholders who are very excited all of a sudden. They've not really seen the insight from their data in such a consumable form before. So then it kind of really spirals in terms of how much demand everybody wants to say, my data. So it's going to be a number of years to get everything in. And the amount of data grows constantly.
It's crazy,
cloud's driving that, things we couldn't do with individual devices for all of our customers, and real-time analytics. We can now do that, but it means we're getting 10, 20 times more data every few years. And all that's got to be insightfully mined effectively with a sensible tool.
Yeah, go through the case study. You talk about a real-time actionable view of the customer. In plain language, that means, so you've got a complete view of customer touch throughout your organisation. And you're not there yet, are you, at the moment? So what else have you got to do then?
Well, effectively, the more as customers, and to retain customers for BT, what's important for them is a good experience. Now,
of course.
For us to give them that good experience, we've got to know what's happening with the services that we have provided them and their customer satisfaction real time before they contact us. In fact, often we're proactively contacting them. Previously, we weren't able to do that in a near real-time manner, effectively. So we'd take data that could be, say, a week old or a day old, and that's already too late to understand what experience the customer's going through. So everything that we're doing with Qlik and single customer view is about getting near real-time data for every single customer touch point as fast as we possibly can to make a decision on for that customer. Chiefly to retain them and make sure they're happy, effectively. Happy customers stay, as has been proven.
Yeah, because I've had the experience from going with a customer, not BT, and I won't mention any customer names, where you've dealt with some other part of the business, you've done this, you've done that, and you go back in and you've got to then you're asked all of the same questions. They've got no idea about who you are, what you've done before, and that can be a very frustrating experience for the customer, can't it?
Yeah, it's as I say, experience is key, and personalisation of that experience is key. I think gone are the days where customers would just stay with a supplier for life. you've got to constantly make sure that relationship and that experience is good for the customer, and that you're keeping that relationship alive, because it's so quick now to switch most
and
things.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Utility or telecoms or TV provider. So if you just take your eye off the ball, or you don't act on the data that you have, you lose market share. So you lose customers, and the business doesn't do well. So
Now, Jordan Morrow released Data Literacy as a Service at SKO this year, and how does that resonate with you? In other words, how data literate do you think you are as a company?
I'd say we're probably over 50%. I would say across our, we're quite BT has always used a lot of data, whether it be network data, which is very important for providing real-time service, to data about the customers and how they're using those services. But increasingly, what we're trying to drive the execs, the CEOs, is to explore the data like they've never done before, to make it more tactile, to explore and play with the data rather than just ask a question and be given a number or an answer. Because you're then assuming that they know every question that they need to ask, which they don't. So if you give them a tool to explore, then their eyes suddenly widen.
It is quite amazing, isn't it? Because you start to get curious, and when you can move around and when you can explore the data rather than just giving a set of figures, like you say, but you're given the ability to do that. And that was another thing you spoke about in the case study, was the analysts that you have and their ability to do self-service. So more of that. How has that helped them?
Well, I mean, we've been doing self-service for quite a long time, but with the various different technology stacks, what that meant was you had to have skills in Oracle, Netezza, Hadoop, AWS. So you were spending a fair odd amount of time just getting the skills to get the data out, to get all the data into a form and then do something with it. The idea, again, of Qlik Sense is that's going to take that pain away so that they can focus 80-90% of their activities on really understanding and giving business benefit to the analytics and insight they get from the data.
So they don't have to be a data modeler. They don't need to go into the database, pull out the tables and do that.
I mean, they still can if they want to, because some people do like to get really under the hood with stuff. But we were finding when you were going out to the external market to try and get people with the right skills, it was very expensive because they had to have this, this skill, this skill, this skill, this skill. Whereas if we can train them very efficiently in Qlik, which is quite straightforward to do with the online learning classes as well, it's a really good tool to learn. You tend to be able to get people at a lower cost, which is great for business. They can specialize in the tool, but they also can specialize in doing their job. They don't really care where the data is. And that's part of the ambition of BT over a number of years, to make sure that bit doesn't really matter. It's the journey, it's the experience, it's the insight you get from the data, not where it is and what platform and hardware.
And I'm presuming that cuts the time down, doesn't it? So they can get answers to the customer or whatever a lot quicker if they're not having to do, even if they are technically adept and want to do that, the timescale then narrows down, doesn't it?
I mean, you need those real-time insights to be constantly feeding into all the different decisioning engines that will interact with the customer. So you don't know when they're going to contact BT, whether or not it's going to be a phone call or a digital interaction on a website. And you all need them to be, or those systems to be using the same set of data that will give a consistent decision. Everybody's experienced things where you speak to somebody, you get offered one thing, you go online, you get another, you get different price points. And we're avoiding all that by the use of insight and analytics, having the right data at the right time.
So I saw you on main stage this morning. That was good. That was interesting to listen to. And you arrived yesterday, didn't you? So you were here
well, the day before, but it felt like yesterday. Not much sleep, put it that way.
See, 8 hours time difference is terrible. So what have you got out of coming here then?
Well, it was great to interact with. To be honest, I didn't realise how many salespeople there was across the Qlik company. And also seeing what's happening with the roadmap, how some of the great products from the data integration and the data analytics are going to complement each other, and then wrapping them up in that triangle with the data literacy as a service is a really good idea. And it does give a lot better overall offering, I would say, than the individual products themselves. So that was good. And just talking to the different people with the shared Just the shared sense of pride, I think, in the tool.
It's good, great,
I've noticed everybody has that who I meet at Qlik. They're very, very proud of the tools and what they do with them.
Well, thanks for coming along.
Not a problem.
Great to meet you, and hopefully maybe next one in 2021 you'll be here as well. We can have a chat.
Not a problem. I'll get more sleep that time.
Yes. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.